Hi everyone. So the next topic is about intrinsic and extrinsic semiconductors. Okay. So what is meant by intrinsic semiconductors is nothing but any semiconductor, if it is in its pure form, it is called as intrinsic semiconductor. Okay. So to increase the conduction process in these semiconductors, if you are adding some impurities to it, then that semiconductor is called as, that process of adding impurities is called as doping. Okay, so that means if you're adding any pentavalent or trivalent impurities to semiconductors, then those semiconductors are called as extrinsic semiconductors. Okay, I will explain in little briefly that, see, uh, semiconductors generally in semiconductors, covalent bonds are formed, right? Covalent bonds are present. So in order to break these covalent bonds, we will apply some thermal energy, right? So when you are applying this thermal energy to these covalent bonds, they break and few electron hole pairs are formed. Electron hole pairs are formed. Okay. These electron hole pairs are formed because of some voltage whatever you are giving. These are formed, right? So in order to, at normal temperatures, this will be formed, but in order to increase the conduction process in the semiconductors, what we do is we add some kind of impurities like pentavalent or trivalent impurities. So when we add those to these semiconductors, okay, the conduction process will be increased at normal temperatures. Okay, so these extrinsic semiconductors, okay, extrinsic semiconductors, they are of two types again. Okay, n type and p type. So for n type you are adding pentavalent. Okay, if you add pentavalent, here if you add trivalent, this p type semiconductor is formed. So why we add this pentavalent and trivalent impurities to the semiconductor, we will see in the next topic. Okay, so adding any impurity to increase the conduction in semiconductors, it is called as doping. Okay, for example, generally, if we are adding one impurity atom, okay, one impurity atom, that means it is equal to 10 power 8 atoms of silicon or germanium. Okay, like silicon and germanium are semiconductors, right? Suppose if you're adding one impurity atoms, that means you are nothing but you are adding extra 10 power 8 atoms of silicon or germanium. Okay, we will see in detail how we will be adding these impurities and all. Okay, now these impurity atoms, what I'm telling here, these impurity atoms, they will be in two types. Okay, pentavalent and trivalent. Okay, so when you're adding this pentavalent and trivalent atoms to increase the conductivity, then these are called as extrinsic semiconductors. Extrinsic semiconductors. Okay, if an if a semiconductor, if it is in pure form, then it is called intrinsic semiconductor. If you are adding some impurity either in pentavalent or trivalent form, then it is called as extrinsic semiconductor. Okay, now in extrinsic semiconductor also we have two types. Okay, in this, n type and p type. Okay, n type is nothing but pentavalent. If you're adding pentavalent impurities, you will get n type intrinsic semiconductors. Okay, if you're adding trivalent impurities to semiconductor, you will be getting as p type extrinsic semiconductor. So we will see in detail what is meant by this n type semiconductor and p type semiconductors. Okay, so let's see what is meant by n type semiconductor. Okay, n type semiconductor is nothing but n type extrinsic semiconductor. Like I said, n type means you are adding a pentavalent impurity. Okay, pentavalent impurity. So what is this pentavalent impurity? It is nothing but, suppose, like arsenic or phosphorus. Okay, so when these two are added to a germanium or silicon, these are semiconductors, no, or silicon, then n-type semiconductor is formed. Right? So in n-type semiconductor is nothing but when a pentavalent impurity is added to it, like arsenic or phosphorus, to germanium or silicon, you will get n-type semiconductor. So I'll explain in detail how exactly the figure is. I think if you have seen the lattice structure of silicon or germanium in the previous videos, how covalent bonds are formed, how its structure is drawn. Now the next structure what I'm drawing, it will be easy for you to understand. Okay. So see, generally the structure of germanium will be in a lattice structure. So suppose you are adding this arsenic, okay, this is an atom, okay, and suppose there are germanium atoms over here. Okay. Okay, so all this like we said in germanium and all, they will be having 4 valence electrons. Okay, so I'm just drawing this. Every germanium will have 4. Okay, this will have this one. So for this one, this is there. Okay, so when he'll ask you these kind of questions, you have to draw this. Okay, these dotted particles are things are electrons. Okay, these are the atoms. Now for arsenic also, what happens is, it is like I said, it's a pentavalent, right? So in the its valence orbit will have 5 electrons. Okay, so see, 1 2 3 4. So this one, so now these all are covalent bonds, these all have formed covalent bonds. Okay, sorry, I forgot this. Yeah, so now it is forming covalent bond. There is one extra electron, right? It, because its valence orbit is 5, so it is having one extra electron. So this electron is nothing but a free electron. Okay, now see, when you are adding arsenic to this germanium, each arsenic atom, it is positioning itself inside the crystal lattice of this germanium, and it will share 4 of its 5 valence electrons with 4 other germanium atoms. Okay, the fifth is free, so this is a free electron. So what happens is, for one arsenic you are getting one free electron. Similarly, if you are adding more number of arsenic atoms to this germanium, that means some millions of free electrons can be created. Okay, that means you are adding some small impurity. Because of this, these kind of free electrons will be produced in millions. Okay, because of this free electrons, what happens, conductivity can be increased enormously. Okay, so that is why we are calling this as n-type semiconductor, also as donor atoms. Okay, this is called as donor semiconductor, because this free electron, it will donate to the neighboring same crystal lattice will be, in the another lattice structure also will be there. If there is any free electron, this electron will, conduction, if it takes place, this free electron will jump into one hole. Okay, it will occupy, again that will go, like the whole current process, like in the previous video we have seen. So the same process continues, and the conduction takes place. So as this electron is more, okay, so what it does, it donates. So this complete kind of structure, so we can call these as donor atoms. Okay, so arsenic atoms are also called as donor atoms. Okay, because they donate. Okay, that means each free electron they are donating. So these are called as Yeah, generally these extrinsic semiconductors are named as n-type semiconductors only because simple reason is that it is donating, right? It is donating electrons to another atom. So donating electrons means electrons are negative charge. So that's why these are called as negative charged electrons are the majority carriers here. So you can also say negatively charged n-type semiconductor also you can call it. So these are electrons are negative charge. So this is the majority carriers are electrons here. Majority carriers are electrons. Okay, I think this is clear now. Okay, next we will see what is meant by p-type semiconductor. So in this p-type semiconductor, what happens is we are adding here trivalent impurity. Okay, trivalent impurity. So what are these trivalent impurities? Are nothing but like gallium. Okay, when gallium is added to germanium or silicon, this p-type semiconductor is formed. Okay, now we will see how the this diagram of this lattice structure is there. Okay, suppose here gallium is there, same just like we did for the silicon, for germanium and arsenic, right? Similarly here gallium is there. Okay, for this gallium, here I am taking silicon. You can either take germanium also, no problem. Okay, these are very simple okay, simple diagrams to understand. Please understand these and draw so that it will be easy for you to recollect while writing during exams. Okay, so 3 silicons, all it's just a 6 lattice structure. This is in between you're just adding a gallium. Okay, there you're adding arsenic. So like we said, these all are forming bonds. Every silicon atom will have 4 electrons. Okay, just form this covalent bonds here. Okay, now see, now here in gallium I said it is a gallium is trivalent. That means trivalent is nothing but in the valence it is having 3 electrons. That is pentavalent. In the valence orbit it is having 5. That means here there are 3. So for gallium, see already I have drawn 1. This is gallium's 1, 2. Suppose here there is 3. Okay, for silicon here there will be 1, right? Gallium is not having another 1 here. So this is forming, all the 3 electrons are forming covalent bonds with the another silicon atoms. Here there is empty space for this one. This is not forming a bond. So here that means there is one hole created. This is nothing but a hole. This is a hole. Okay, so simple. There was extra electron. That's why it is called as the majority carriers are electrons. So they are negatively charged. Hole, like we said, hole are always positive charge. So this is called as positive charged. Okay, here hole is there. What happens if there is one extra electron in the neighboring hood? That electron, this hole will occupy. Okay, so that means here this hole is called, these are called as acceptor. They will accept some other electrons here. So silicon now has become this is called as silicon became p-type semiconductor. Here also conduction takes place, like in the whole current, how the process takes place. So this this is a positive charge. So this will attract the another electron from the bond. Okay, so this will jump over there. Again this here hole will be created. Again it will attract, this positive will attract the electron negative side. Again attraction takes place. Again hole will be created. So similarly the whole current is formed and the conduction process takes place here also. Okay, so just by adding few impurities to the semiconductors we can increase the conduction process. Either by holes or by electrons we can increase the conduction. So this gallium is called as acceptor. Okay, so p-type semiconductors are also called as acceptors.